Hello, I'm Michael Feltman, immigration attorney located in Dodge City, Kansas. This is episode number 3, an introduction into violations within the immigration laws. We've looked at benefits as a general category, now we're looking at violations as a general category. With violations, it's probably one of the most important avenues to consider that are in almost every immigration case that I see. There are a number of different types of violations. Sometimes there are older violations that sometimes apply. Sometimes they're current ones. Sometimes they're future ones that people don't realize may happen. It's not just about crimes. There's a lot more to it than that. There are entry violations. There are, even if you could have gotten in trouble in your home country, that would cause a problem sometimes. And you need to consider those situations before you say, I want to do this process. And as an attorney, this is something that any immigration attorney should know extremely well. It would be a shame and tragedy for a lot of folks if all of a sudden they say, hey, we found this great benefit, and then they get to their appointment having to either leave the United States to finish the process or invest in quite a substantial amount of time and money, and then all of a sudden they find out, you can't do it because of this certain violation. It's a scary thing. Violations. 10 basic categories within the immigration laws. And everybody needs to know it well because it affects everybody. Section 212 of the Immigration and Nationality Act, if you want to look at it, it's a good read and it helps you understand a lot. Health concerns. That's the number one that's listed. Are you a danger to the United States because of your health? And whether it's not having the vaccinations or an emotional disorder, there's sometimes, and we've already mentioned this before, waivers for all these violations, potentially. So, health. Second, criminal. What are your criminal acts you may have been involved in the past? Are you a suspected criminal? That's another concern as well. Third is public security or national concerns for, say, terrorist activity or past Nazi involvement. That's something that the U.S. government does not want to have in the United States. So that's a reason that a person can be kept from coming to the United States. Fourth one is public charge, and public charge is basically economic reasons. We don't want the United States to have to support immigrants that don't have the ability to support themselves, whether it's a non-immigrant visa or a visa, green card route. Fifth category is working in the United States without proper documentation or intending to work in the United States without proper documentation. The United States doesn't want folks working in the United States that don't have permission. Sixth category is illegal entrance and other related immigration violations such as smuggling or unlawfully present in the United States, or say misrepresentations at the border or for employment purposes. That's another lack of proper documentation is another category that can cause somebody to be inadmissible. Another category is those that are unable to obtain U.S. citizenship. Big one there is draft evaders. Ninth category are aliens that have been previously removed or have been in the United States unlawfully for too long. We would usually see that through a deportation on the border or through the immigration court or remaining in the United States and then departing. We'll explain that in a whole lot of detail in the future. 10th category. 10th category is miscellaneous provisions. Polygamy. Can't be married to more than one person. Some countries we see that a lot of. Finally, as a general category, and usually this is, well, it is in the category of the non-immigrant visas. They want to make sure you don't have immigrant intent. If the U.S. officer thinks, you know what, I don't think they're going to follow what their purpose is for this visa, whether it's at the interview or at the border, it can come up in different situations. They can be denied their visa, or denied their benefit, and that's considered a violation too. All right. Thanks for listening to 3 Minute Insights with Michael Feltman.